I expected a busy week of jersey reveals, and the NHL delivered with the unveiling of new third jerseys for the Vancouver Canucks and Arizona Coyotes, as well as both sweaters for the 2023 All-Star Game with a uniquely throwback South Florida feel. This is an Icethetics Flash Report for January 24th. I'm Chris, thanks for watching. Now, let's rewind to Wednesday. As my plane was landing in Sacramento, some new uniforms were landing in the NHL. Early in the day, the Arizona Coyotes officially revealed their new alternate uniform, created by fashion designer and the team's new creative strategist, Rhuigi Villaseñor.
There's a home jersey, there's an away jersey, then there's a third jersey. To be able to design a third one is to be a part of history. The team just wanted to make the colors impactful, make the font memorable, and make the jersey fun as hell.
If the goal really was fun as hell, I gotta be honest, it got a little overshadowed by what came the following night, but we'll get back to that in just a minute. The way I would describe this one is a little more subtle. There are some great nods to Coyotes' uniform history, but none are really in your face. First of all, it's nicknamed Desert Night, and it's monochromatic, a brick red that the team refers to as burgundy, a color they just moved away from after reintroducing their original black jerseys, and a desert sand that delivers a warm off-white color. There's a new wordmark crest, unpolished lettering, hand-drawn by Rhuigi himself, and the collar hides a reference to the team's original third jersey in the form of those lizards. Around the waist and elbows, a minimalist take on the familiar Kachina pattern, which also runs up the sides of the jersey. And on the back, numbers with a kind of felt application. There's even a cactus that runs up the pants, but only on the right leg. But it's the captain's patches that are most likely to catch your eye, with a C formed by a crescent moon, though the Coyotes currently have no captain, and an A devised from a pair of inward-leaning cactuses, all of which is rather unconventional. And that's just what you'd expect, given the designer.
I came in from a lens that didn't come from classical training. I think outside the box so much. This is sort of how I wanted to approach the sport of hockey.
Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air from a league known for its unrelenting attachment to tradition. Now, for as unconventional as all of these individual elements are, the overall product is somehow left lacking in distinctiveness. Maybe it's the conservative use of a familiar Coyotes color, or the generic number font, or frankly, the uninspiring wordmark that probably should have given way to a more vivid symbol of Arizona, a graphic icon of some kind that certainly would have been more memorable. So here's my take. I love the willingness of the team to branch out and bring new voices and perspectives to NHL branding. It's important and it's exciting, but I'm not sure the end result demonstrates that much of a departure from history and tradition. All that said, it's a fantastic first step into a future with a plurality of styles and approaches to hockey uniform design. The Coyotes will wear this new look for 14 home games here in the back half of the season, which is a home-heavy schedule thanks to their extended road trip early in the year. They made their on-ice debut on Sunday night. Now to Vancouver. On Wednesday night, the Canucks surprised us all by revealing their new third jersey as players hit the ice wearing it for the first time. The night was dedicated to the memory of former Canuck and fan favorite Gino Odjick, as the team took warm-ups wearing his name and number in the same colors that he wore back in the 90s. That special night gained added significance at game time when, without any prior announcement, the Canucks skated out wearing the skate once again, only this time it was their new alternate uniform. The design had leaked on NHLShop.com, but this was our first time seeing it in action. The logo is redrawn from the original skate with no white and cleaner lines, and the detail in the dimensional crest from Adidas is beautifully executed. The sleeve stripes contain embossed lines that form a V pattern, echoing the effect on their original jersey from 1970. And here's a closer look at the hanger effect, the design inside the collar, featuring the mountains beyond Vancouver's skyline. Another modernization is the use of the Canucks' present-day name and number font. The overall result is a throwback gem with some contemporary touches, marred only by an unseemly sponsor patch that breaks up the color scheme. Personally, though, I'd be more intrigued by a Canucks uniform that explores entirely new territory. The last time we saw a truly original jersey idea from this team was 1997. Every single jersey since then has been some rehash of history, a history that's largely absent any major successes, but perhaps the best way forward is one that's yet to be forged. And as the upheaval continues in Vancouver, this might be just the right time to start thinking about that. The Canucks have scheduled 11 third jersey nights through the end of the season. We wrap up with the 2023 NHL All-Star uniforms, officially unveiled during the Lightning Oilers game on Thursday night. PK Subban and Chris Chelios were the first to model them on ESPN. These designs are immediately attention-grabbing, with a bold black and white base accented by a vibrant Biscayne blue and flamingo pink. And the big star that stretches across each jersey is a throwback to the 1994 NHL All-Star uniforms, the first ones worn by this year's host, the Florida Panthers, almost 3 decades ago. It's the culmination of Adidas's reverse retro program in the best way possible, and just flat-out fun, especially for those of us who grew up in the 90s. I say it every year, the All-Star jersey designs should be way outside the box. This is the NHL's best chance every year to try on something new, and the design team truly outdid themselves, right down to the classic Eastern and Western Conference crests. And that might leave you wondering what happens if 2 divisional teams from the same conference were to meet up. All we've seen so far are black jerseys for the East and white jerseys for the West. Then, Adidas senior designer Eric Bodemer cleared things up on Monday morning, saying that black and white versions exist for each conference. And on Tuesday morning, the NHL's PR department confirmed all 4 will be used because the All-Star semifinals will look like this. Game 1 between the Western Divisions, Central and Pacific, with Game 2 between the Eastern Divisions, Metro and Atlantic. NHL All-Star Weekend arrives in South Florida on February 3rd and 4th. With these releases, it leaves just one more set of jerseys yet to be officially revealed for this season, that being the Stadium Series, which is slated for February 18th. The Hurricanes' design has leaked, as we know, but we're still in the dark on what the Capitals plan to wear. I'll keep you posted right here on the Icethetics channel if I hear anything. And that's all for now, so drop a like on your way out if you don't mind. Thanks as always for watching, and see you next time.